There is a moment that almost every parent experiences, and if you've seen it, you never forget it. You're somewhere normal. A grocery store, a waiting room, a cafe. Nothing unusual is happening. Then a stranger walks by, and your baby stops. Not slows down, not glances, stops. The hands go still. The little noises vanish. The movement disappears. And then comes the stare. A fixed, silent, unblinking stare at someone they have never seen before. And in that moment, it does not feel normal. It feels strange. You call their name. Nothing. You wave your hand between them and the stranger. Nothing. You bring out the one toy that works every time. Still nothing. For a few seconds, your baby is completely gone. Not asleep. Not distracted. Not daydreaming. Gone in a different way. Like something in their mind has locked onto that person and refuses to let go. And when they finally blink and come back to you, one question hits almost every parent at the exact same time. What was that? Because it does not look like curiosity. That is what makes it unsettling. Curiosity is supposed to look bright, animated, playful, but this does not look playful. It looks serious, almost too serious for a baby. No smile, no reaching, no excitement, just silence, just stillness, just that impossible stare. And most people explain it away because the alternative feels too strange. They say babies are random, but the stare is not random. That is where this gets interesting, because it does not look like curiosity. That is what makes it unsettling. Curiosity is supposed to look bright, animated, playful, but this does not look playful. It looks serious, almost too serious for a baby. No smile, no reaching, no excitement, just silence, just stillness, just that impossible stare. And most people explain it away because the alternative feels too strange. They say babies are random, but the stare is not random. That is where this gets interesting. Long before babies can speak, their brains are already sorting the world. Known, unknown, expected, unexpected. Familiar faces are easy. They fit into a pattern the brain already recognizes, but a stranger's face does not fit so easily. And when something does not fit, the brain does something powerful. It does not move on, it slows down, it holds attention open. It studies the eyes, the mouth, the motion, the voice, the expression, the timing. Everything becomes information. That is why they cannot look away. And this is the part that changes the meaning of the stare completely. What looks passive is often intense processing. From the outside, your baby looks blank. Inside, their brain may be doing some of the hardest work of early development, comparing this new face to every face they already know, searching for patterns, searching for differences, trying to answer a question they cannot ask out loud. Who is this? And because they cannot answer it instantly, they keep staring. Not because nothing is happening, because too much is happening. That is why the moment can feel almost eerie, because you are watching total stillness while something enormous is unfolding underneath it. A baby does not need words to notice that someone is new. They do not need language to sense that a face is unfamiliar. They do not need experience to begin building a map of people. That map starts here, with faces, with pauses, with long, silent moments that adults almost always underestimate. And just when you think the stare is only about the stranger, something even more important begins, because now they look back at you. Usually it happens fast, so fast most parents barely notice it. Stranger, then you, then stranger again. That tiny movement is one of the biggest clues in the whole moment, because your baby is not only studying the other person, they are studying your reaction to the other person. Your face, your posture, your breathing, your tension, your calm. All of it becomes part of the same message. Your baby is not reading one face, they are reading the entire emotional scene. And that means the stare is deeper than it looks, because now the question is not only, who is that? It is also, what does this mean for me? Is this normal? Is this safe? Should I keep looking? Should I relax or prepare? And here is the part most parents never realize. Your body answers those questions before your mouth ever does. If you stay calm, your baby receives one message. This is safe enough to explore. If you tense up, they receive another. Something changed. Pay attention. So in that strange little moment, your baby is doing at least 3 things at once. They are studying the stranger, they are checking you, and they are deciding whether the world still feels safe enough to keep exploring. That is not a small ability. That is the foundation of social learning. It is the beginning of how human beings learn to move through a world full of people they do not know yet. And it is happening before your child can talk, before they can point, before they can explain anything to you, which is exactly why parents miss how profound it really is. So let's go back to the moment one more time. The store, the waiting room, the cafe, the stranger passes by, the stare begins. The room feels weird for a second, and maybe what you thought was awkward was actually remarkable. Maybe that long, silent stare was not emptiness. Maybe it was your baby's brain trying to solve one of the oldest human problems there is. Someone new has appeared. Do I understand them? Do they fit? Can I keep exploring? And most importantly, what does my safe person think? That may be the most beautiful part of all, because while your baby is looking at the stranger, they are still returning to you, again and again, not because you interrupted the moment, because you are the center of the moment. You are the reference point that makes curiosity possible. You are the familiar face that helps the unknown feel manageable. So no, your baby was probably not zoning out. They were doing something far more human. They were using safety to study the unfamiliar. And that single act may be one of the earliest forms of social intelligence you will ever see. So the next time your baby stares at a stranger and will not look away, do not rush to laugh it off. Do not rush to interrupt it. And do not rush to apologize for it. Pause. Watch closely, because in that silence, your baby may be doing exactly what the developing brain is built to do. Notice difference. Hold attention. Search for meaning. Check for safety. And slowly begin learning how people work. That is not weird. That is not empty. That is the human mind beginning. And maybe that is why the moment stays with parents for so long. Because deep down, it does not look like ordinary attention. It looks like recognition without memory, like focus without language, like the first trace of a person trying to understand other people. Just a baby, just a stranger, just a stare. And yet inside that stare is the beginning of something massive. The beginning of how your child will someday read faces, sense emotion, judge distance, trust, discomfort, familiarity, and social meaning. And it all starts like this. Quietly, almost invisibly. If you want more videos that take ordinary parenting moments and reveal the hidden science inside them, subscribe. Because some of the most important things babies do not look dramatic at all. They look silent, they look small, they look easy to miss. But once you understand what is really happening, you never see those moments the same way again. And the next time your baby locks onto a stranger and will not look away, you may realize you are not watching a strange habit. You are watching a mind build its first map of the human world.